Here in the Media Center at Kansas Speedway, we are joined by a winner of the Tide 150 as he grabs a big gulp of water. Brenden Butterbean, second win of the season, and he did it in dominant fashion tonight. How'd you end up in here this evening celebrating your second win of the year?
Pinnacle Racing Group. They built a brand new car for this race, and like I was telling you on the Media Center, I was getting my stuff done on my neck and my ankle last week, and felt bad. I was out of town and resting up, and they worked so many hours on that car, and they make me look good. You know, I'm nothing without the people surrounding me, and I've known that my whole career. But it's all about putting yourself in a good position with people that believe in you and you believe in them. And you know, I always think the sky's the limit when that happens. And I've been blessed the last 3-4 years to be with really good people that make me look better than I am.
I know we're going to have some questions here in the Media Center. Anybody have questions for Brenden Queen?
For the bean.
We'll send it over here. Well, yeah, Butterbean.
For the bean.
There we go, for the bean.
KilledWhistleSpeedwayDigest.com. I got to, first off, where have you figured out what Waffle House you're going to?
So, you know, the racer in me wants to go to the one right here and take all the fans with me, right? That'd be a dream. But with us racing on Friday, we fly out as soon as I get out of here. So we'll probably go to Mooresville and get off the plane and go have a nice chocolate milk and some waffles.
And my next question is, you had a long opening practice this morning. I think like a 4-hour practice session. You guys had to change an engine. Describe how much does that extra practice help with a track like this, especially with your short track career, not racing on mile and a half?
It's night and day because I came and ran the truck race here in the fall, and I mean I sucked. And like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was leaving there like if I can't do any better than that, I might have to go back to my job, you know. So this was definitely a 180, and you know, part of that is only getting 15-20 minutes in the truck practice. You can't make a lot of changes, and we unloaded. And I think without having that truck last year, I'm not as prepared for this one. So like I had a lot more confidence going on the track. At least I've seen the place. I've moved around. I've ran up by the wall. So tonight wasn't the first time I had to go up by the wall. Where like in the fall, like I was nervous about it. So I think it's just all that's just led me to have a good day. And then like you said, I mean our day wasn't perfect. We had to change a motor, and I think we had enough practice. The track got hot, and my short track side of me is like doesn't like to practice when it gets too hot because you don't really learn much and you start slipping and sliding and thinking you're worse than you are. So honestly, it might have helped us not being out there the whole time, and then you know, just went to work tonight. I knew in that first session, the first laps on the track we were P1, and I was like, if it cools down, it should drive like that.
Tim Moore Motorsports Day. Congrats on the win. You had mentioned your truck experience. How much did that help you here tonight? And obviously, the last time you were here, it was really windy. Tonight, not as much. Were you surprised at how different at least the handling felt throughout the evening?
Yeah, I really was. Like we struggled in that truck race with balance all night long, and I don't really know what I need to win on these types of tracks, just because, you know, I come from the backyard cornfields racing. So, you know, I mean, I'm not used to being at the big stage. So tonight is such a big night for me moving forward because now I know what I need to win races when the sun goes down. I know what kind of balance change I need. So it's kind of like my late model days. It took me a while, and once I figured it out, like I was able to really win some races. So I think just the truck race definitely helped, but it's still a little different because, like you said, weather conditions are different, and it's an ARCA car. So just had to take what I could learn from the truck race and then apply it to something that drove a little different.
And I'm wondering, because at one point in that first half, you were about, I think it was 2.5 seconds off the lead behind William. What is it that you learned? Is there something maybe that, you know, you saved your tires a little bit better with the short track experience that got you back to him to ultimately pass him on the inside?
Probably a never give up attitude, and you know, Derek Nealon doing such a good job spotting. But I truly think in my late model career, I've always had that mentality, like just keep finding a way. I mean, the worst case that happens is he beats me. He's already beaten me. Go to searching, and I really found a line down in 3 and 4 where, like, I was really good on the bottom tonight. Like, I used the top to run him down a little bit, and then, like, I ended up going back to the bottom, and I felt like I was probably the best car wrapping 3 and 4. 1 and 2 could have went either way at times, and then, you know, I found that following William, and then you never know what kind of changes they're going to make, because they're going to get better throughout the race too. But learned a lot about pulling them back on the side draft down the back stretch, and, you know, just making smart decisions, smart moves. We don't need to get in a wreck, and we don't need to tear up equipment, and you got to be at the end to have a shot. And if I wreck on lap 40 trying to chase it down or side draft him, I'm not sitting in here.
And one last question, moving forward now, big picture, this is 2 wins, obviously, here in Daytona. What do you have to do moving forward to get the championship here in the ARCA Series? And how do you keep it together, ultimately, knowing there's going to be a lot of difficult tracks in the future?
Yeah, y'all going to see the Bean on a road course. That's going to be insane. And I got to do my homework, and working with everybody at Chevy has been awesome, and I think they're going to help prepare me for all those. But I mean, it's just like doing what we're doing tonight, doing our job, executing, making smart decisions, and not putting ourselves in a bad spot. If we can't win, run second, run third. You can't win a championship when you're wrecking trying to win. So you just got to be smart. At the same time, I want to win races. Like, I need to win races, but I'm also trying to just make my name respected in the sport of being smart and not tearing up people's equipment or my own team's equipment, because they work too hard and it costs too much.
Welcome up to Brett here.
What's been the biggest adjustment for you in these cars versus what you used to ran coming up?
That's a good question. I'll give you that. I've been asked that a lot, and I'm trying to, like, find out what my go-to answer is going to be on that. But there's so many things. I think being on a bigger stage, a bigger platform, the air, restarts. I mean, late model racing, we get a third to fourth, and you use the clutch. The restarts tonight, I'm going first, second, third, fourth, and no clutch. So learning how to manage that, aero block, you know, run where they're not, but then when they're behind you, run where they're going to run. And it's just all those little things add up, and you have to do them to be successful. And I learned a lot tonight that's going to help me probably at Charlotte.
And I also noticed tonight that when a car gets a lead, it's like really hard to pass here. When you were coming through the field and you finally got the lead and you looked really strong there that second half, how hard is it to push as hard as you can go, but also knowing that you have to manage tires as it goes along, just in case you get, like tonight, an overtime finish?
Yeah, absolutely. I always try to not run over the tire. You know, even when you're trying to really haul the mail, I feel like that's what's helped me from late model racing, is learning how to put the whole race together and be, you know, I kind of vision where I want to be at each section of a late model race. Obviously, it's a little different here because you don't really know how it's going to play out, but we got a good start. That got us to third, and I was able to really just kind of watch their lines, and I really just went with a mentality of, even like what you see on Sundays, just going where they weren't. Like, if he went bottom, I went top. If he went middle, I went bottom. Like, I just tried to not be in his footsteps and give myself the best opportunity. And we were definitely a long run car. Like, even though we won on the short restarts, like, I really think that was our weakness, was the 18 was really good for 10, 15 laps, and I couldn't really get separation until later in the run. So I was hoping it would stay green, but I know I'm not that lucky.
Hey race fans, I'm Anthony Damcott with FrontStretch.com. If you enjoyed that Grassroots video, be sure to subscribe to Front Stretch Grassroots for more from ARCA, Cars Tour, and other homegrown racing series. And be sure to visit FrontStretch.com for all the latest great racing content.